Yeah, but I cannot go back to China anymore.
No?
Yeah.
They don't let you do this.
Yes, because in China was one party ruling. You cannot have another parties to against the Communist Party. Yeah, if you align with Communist Party, you're allowed. But if you're against the one party ruling principle, they will kill you. If I make the public speech in Beijing, I will go to the jail tonight directly. And China was a police state. They send police to monitor every people. In the Chinese people, even you the foreigners, you travel to China, they send the national security spy, the national security, the people follow you every day. They say what you are doing, what are you looking, what are you writing, why do you have any dangerous behavior against the government? They are police state, a police state. It's very dangerous. They treat the Chinese people like the animals.
What about the Kuomintang?
Kuomintang, yeah, nationalism China. Kuomintang was living in the Taiwan now. The Taiwan government is the Republic of China. That is Kuomintang, nationalism China. They was defeated by the Communist Party. Yeah, conquest. They flee to the Taiwan in 1949. And the Beijing government is a communist China. Taiwan government is a nationalism China. Communist China, they will take over Taiwan in the next 2 years. Because next 2 years. They will only by force. Only by force. Why I tell you that?
I'm thinking maybe 5, 10, huh?
No, 2 years. Deadline is by 2027. But they are preparing the war for 75 years. Communist China, Communist Party, preparing the war against the nationalism party, the Taiwan government for 75 years. It's not 1 year, 2 years. They're preparing the war by force for 75 years. You know, China was a centralized government. They never allowed two centralized governments exist together. It's only one centralized government. You know, so Taiwan government is a legal government for whole China between the 1912 to 1949, almost 30 years, 40 years.
1949.
Oh, really?
1949.
1949. Mao Zedong, yeah, Mao Zedong over, yeah, they defeat nationalism China, and the nationalism government flee to Taiwan. Now Taiwan government is a legal government. For Beijing government, is very important is solve the legitimate. The Taiwan government is the biggest legitimate challenging for Beijing government. That's why a lot of people say there is two Chinas. One is in Taiwan, another one is in Beijing. So that's why Beijing government must use the force to finish Taiwan government. Because the Chinese authority is a centralized government. They don't believe God. They don't elect by the people. They don't do the elections. The Chinese government's power is not coming from the people. This is not coming from the people. They don't do the elections. The Chinese government's power is not coming from God because they don't believe God. Chinese authority power is coming from force.
Do you speak Mandarin? Or?
Yeah, I can speak Mandarin. No, Mandarin only. Yeah, Mandarin and Cantonese is different language. So they only use a force to make their power legal. Only by force. So the Beijing government says we have the peaceful negotiation with Taiwan government. Nothing. That's a scamming. That's a lie. That's a lie.
They have Hong Kong now.
Yeah, they have the Hong Kong now. They take over Hong Kong in 1997. Hong Kong was a colony of the UK before, but now they change everything. You know, Chinese government, their power is not coming from the people. They don't do elections. elections is a fake. In China, elections is fake. Their power is not coming from God. They don't believe God. The Chinese governments, their power is only coming from force. Only coming from the force. The Chinese government is a centralized government. They don't allow two separately central government exist. So that's why Taiwan is the biggest legitimate challenge for Beijing government. They must invade Taiwan. They must finish Taiwan government exist. Because Taiwan government's name is the Republic of China. It's not Republic of Taiwan.
So in China there is no election except
No. Those elections are all fake, all manipulate, rigged.
Why is that?
Because they only give you one candidate, let you choose.
But what about the parliament?
Only one candidate. How can you choose?
What about the parliament around?
Parliament.
Yeah.
Parliament is the fake. This is a rubber stamp. Rubber stamp. They never work. The Chinese parliament is never work. Those people was a rubber stamp. They only give you one candidate to choose, to vote. How can you do that? Only one. Well, when you have the vote for the president, they give you one. Only one. How can you choose? So that's why it's 99% of the vote. You win 100%. You know, in the whole world history, there is no 100% of the winning
So
rate.
democracy is a hypocrisy.
Democracy is much better than dictatorship. You know, Chinese communist regime is a dictatorship, totalitarian regime. Those officers, those government treat the people like animals. They never treat people like human. Never treat people like human. You know, there is no human rights. They think people is a property of government. The property of the government. They can put you, have no reasons to the concentrated camp. They can put you, no reasons to the prison, detention centers.
You can say one word.
You cannot say. A lot of the innocent people was put into the concentrated camp. Also, I told you that in Myanmar, in Thailand, there is a lot of the telecommunication fraud scamming group. The phone scamming group. Those group was supported and financed by the Chinese government, a policeman. Can you imagine that? Those group, the scamming group, is scamming Chinese people's money, scamming your money as well. You know, those international scamming group was financed and supported by Communist Party. They're stealing your money every day as well. You know, I tell you that made in China, a lot of the things was made in prison, made in jail. That's why it's cheap. They don't pay the salary. They don't pay the salaries. So made in jail. That they use cheap products, destroy your industry, destroy your manufacturing capability, make them become a monopoly. When made by Communist Party become monopoly, they won't cheap anymore. They will become very expensive. And then they will take over your supply chain. And secretly, yes,
Can you say these things in China?
of course not. That's dictatorship governments. You cannot say anything against the Communist Party. You know. So when those things become the monopoly, they will become very expensive, and they will manipulate your government. They will copy dictatorship and totalitarian regime come to your countries. Hello, my friend. They will copy the dictatorship and the totalitarian regime come to your countries. Put your children and your grandchildren into the concentrated camp and prisons. Like Chinese people today, they enslave people. The Communist Party will undertably take over and manipulate your government and put your children and grandchildren into the slave label, become the slave label. They will enslave your next generation. You know, this is already happened. Your country is already, the industry was already destroyed. You don't make your shirts, you don't make your jeans, you don't make your shoes, you don't make a lot of things. Those things was understandably take over your life, take over your life. They are control of your life. They try to destroy democracy and freedom because communist regime, they are minority in this world.
Don't the children in your country get enslaved to make clothes though?
I don't against my country, I against the Communist Party. Communist Party, I'm a politician against the Communist Party. China was a communist, the socialist communists. That's a different parties. We don't have dictatorship and totalitarian regime. It's not different. It's different with your countries. It's totally different with your countries. Yes. So you should be careful. Realize that Communist Party take advantage of the slave label in China. It's a huge population, 1.4 billion people. They take advantage of the slave label and destroy your industry, destroy your manufacturing capability, take over your society and your government. That's very bad. Yeah. Thank you.
You are a Chinese Liberal Democrat.
Yes. So we are against the Communist Party. We want to change our regime, change our government. Our government is one party ruling for 75 years. That's very bad. They they out of the monitors. They out of the control. Yeah, they treat the people like animals.
They are doing good in the world. They go to Africa, they create jobs, they create employment for the Africans.
They doing good.
No,
We're doing what?
That's what they say.
That they say yes, they only say some things. So they're doing very bad. They treat the Chinese people like animals. They put the people into the concentrated camp.
Yeah.
Yes, they put the people like the animals. They put into the concentrated camp and the Jews. They work for government free. The wine made in China is cheap. It's made in jail, made in the prison. So that's cheap.
Yeah, it's made in prison.
Yes, a lot of things it was made in prison. That's cheap. Cheap. They will destroy your life. Destroy your life. In the future, their purpose is take over your country, manipulating your countries, and put your children, their grandchildren, into the slave label.
Slave labor.
Yeah, become the slave label. And then you don't say Communist Party is good. Because I live in China for 30 years. I know a lot of things happen. Even they sell people's organ, you know.
Harvesting organs.
Yeah, a lot of young peoples, they only arrest the young peoples, no old peoples, no children.
This is a young one.
Young one and young one they work for government free for more times. And if they test the young people's blood every month and send the blood sample to the hospital to match with some people's need, organ transplant. If the need match with some people, they will send the young prisoners, inmates, to the hospital. When they alive, they open the body take the kidney away, take the liver away, take the eyes away.
Are you serious about this?
Yes, that's happen every day. That's very terrible. Oh, in the future, your children's dangerous. They will put your children into the hospital.
Yeah.
They sell the organ. The organ is more valuable than slave labor. Some people spend 1 million, 2 billion, 2 million RMB, even 1 million pounds to change the younger liver, younger kidney. 1 billion. So how many years you work can earn generates 1 million profit? That's very bad. That China is a police state. Police state. You don't have the freedom of the speech. You don't have the freedom of the publication. Even you don't have the freedom of the movement.
Democrat Party of China.
Yes, Chinese Liberal Democracy Party.
So you represent the Chinese in China.
Yes, our parties work for the Chinese people, but we cannot.
This party must be in trouble though.
Yes, if I go back China, I will have big trouble. You cannot. Yeah, you can. You cannot say anything against the Communist Party. If you say Communist Party is bad, Communist Party should change their policy. They will put you into the jail. They will take my organ away.
Fucking no.
They will take my organ away. So that is very bad. Now they send a lot of the people go to Africa. They give you allowance. The purpose they want to take your minerals and oil, natural resources. They need your natural resources. You become the colony, economical colonies. They want to take your futures. That's bad.
But the leaders of Africans are allowing it to happen now. Is that right to say? The leaders of Africans,
Leaders
of African nations, they are allowing it to happen because they are signing contracts with China.
Yes, they borrow money. They borrow money and they want China to build the railways, but they own the debt. They become colonies because you owe money. You have to open your market, to open your land to the Communist Party. Communist Party, they are minority. They are very minority in this world.
They are minority.
Yeah, in this world is a minority.
How come across they are in the government of China?
God,
So China is not a democratic society.
no democracy. China is not democracy. China is a dictatorship. The totalitarian regime, authoritarian regime. They not allow people say some things against the Communist Party. They not allow. Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad.
Well, you're from China, my friend.
Yeah, I come from
What's your
Beijing.
point?
My point is against the Communist Party. We need freedom and democracy. We want change our government. Our governments treat people like animals. It's very bad. I even talk about that. In Myanmar, in Thailand, even in UK, some scamming group, telephone scamming group, they support by the government. They are agent of the government. They earn money, they scamming money for government. They scamming your money as well. They scamming your money. You receive scamming call every day, right?
Yeah.
Those group was a financing by Communist Party. They earn money from your pocket. They scamming money from your pocket to support their regime. That's a fucking, why those people can survive for so long time and they still live in Europe, in Myanmar.
Go back to China.
Yeah, I cannot go back to China. No.
Is it because you spoke against the Chinese government?
Yes, if I go back China, very dangerous. I will be arrested and put into the
him, they put him in prison, they harvest his organs, they put his organs.
Why did they arrest him? Why did they arrest him?
Because I'm against the Communist Party. China, they don't allow opposition parties. They don't allow any opposition parties.
Sorry, but how many parties in China's constitution and in the House of Parliament?
They have the several small parties, but they all managing and controlled by Communist Party.
Wow.
Yeah, only one party is ruling. That's the Chinese.
In China because of your views.
Basically.
Yeah, because of the political opinion. I want democracy and freedom. So you cannot do so. Oh yeah.
So do you think that if democracy and freedom came, you would then feel free to like go home and see your friends and family?
Yes, you're right.
Like, to be honest, you want to go back, but you can't.
Yes, I won't go back China, but I cannot go back China because I'm opposition. So I go back China is very dangerous. I will lose my life. I will be arrested. I told you that I will be put into prison. I will open my body. I will take my organs, sell my organs to other people. Yes, still feel me. Yeah. Yes. The donations because they want the people's support because Communist Party they are minority in this world. UK, United States, Europe, even all the countries, democracy and freedom. Only in China, there are 4 countries: China, Cuba, North Korea.
Why America is not doing nothing by it? America knew that China is a communist party.
Yes.
It's a world power.
But in almost 40 years before, America need China align together to against the Soviet Union.
Okay.
So in that times, they help China grow up, and they believe if they send international money, they make the Chinese people become the rich. They will lead into the democracy and freedom. But that never happened. Chinese people never become rich. Never become rich. You know, China's rich is the government rich.
Yeah, of course.
It's not the people's rich. People's poor. A lot of people they owe a lot of debt.
Like so many of those countries.
Yes, government rich is not people rich. A lot of the Chinese people they have a lot 1 billion, 2 billion RMB debt. They borrow money from government. They live in the house. The house was bought by the debt. But even you buy the house in China, buy the apartment flat in China. But those flats belong to the government.
Yeah.
They never belong to the people. Yeah, you spend 1 million, 2 million. They only give you a certificate. That's you only use the flat for 75 years. 70 years. 70 years. Yes, but the property, the land is belong to China. The constitution of China said